UFC 315. How we doing, everybody? My name is Young Pasty, aka the White Boy Wonder, and I'm here today to give you a prediction and a pick for every single fight on the card. The main card is stacked. 2 title fights, a bunch of awesome fights. Jose Aldo, Alexa Grasso. So the main card is pretty stacked. The early prelims, meh. They could have done a little bit better. And 11 fights on the card. I think we could have done a little bit better than that for a pay-per-view, but we got some fist fights, so I'm excited. Now, as we always do, got a breakdown last week, and we killed last week. UFC Des Moines, 10-2 on the picks. Bunch of underdogs coming through for us. Some highlights here. Yeah, Bo Nickel, overrated. Absolutely fraud checked by RDR. Great knockout by D-Rod. Great knockout by Bakoyev. Robertson put on. Sandhagen put on. Petrovic let down. Bolaños let down. Quang Lee really showed off with the grappling and the submission there. Overall, pretty solid card for, hey, UFC Des Moines, Iowa, my home state. Treat me right. All right, so, hey, we'll take it. 10-2 on the picks. 115 and 65 overall for the year. Alrighty. Now, wow. Honestly, Tapology been selling out with all these ads lately. I want to thank everybody for getting me to 200 subscribers. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. We are now on the path to 300 subscribers. So if you are new, click that subscribe button, click the like button, throw a comment on the video, share it. Support goes a long way. Secondly, my Patreon is free. Links in the description. That's where you can get all of my bets when I place them. Bets video comes out on Wednesday, but I place my bets before the video actually drops on Wednesday, right? So get the odds when they're good. You can see when I actually place them on my Patreon. It's free. Links in the description. Now let's get it going. UFC 315 going down in Quebec, Canada. And for the main event of the evening, we have Belal, remember the name Muhammad, versus Jack Della Maddalena. We're going to refer to him as JDM. Odds on the fight are currently sitting at minus 205 for Belal and plus 170 for JDM. My pick for this fight is going to be 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name. Belal Muhammad is my pick for this fight. He's going to make it a Belal-style fight. Gritty, dirty, takedowns, top control, fence work. Use that striking, it's okay. Dirty bows. He really handled Gilbert Burns in his previous fight before the Leon Edwards championship fight. And you look at Jack Della Maddalena, JDM, versus Gilbert Burns in his fight, dude. Difference here. Belal handled Gilbert. JDM did not handle Gilbert. Now, why am I bringing this up? Because it's the most recent fight of JDM. Okay? That's his most recent fight. And that's his best competition that he's faced. And he was losing that fight up until a knee to the face of Gilbert in the 3rd round. If he didn't get that knockout, he could have been on his way to a losing decision there. So I think it's a situation of he's moving up too quick, too fast up to the championship title fight here, man. But I'm going to give JDM his flowers because he is a good fighter, all right? He has great boxing, great striking, a solid jab. He's probably a quicker striker than Belal. And he throws more power in his shots versus Belal. Belal has more volume, right? Belal's going to pour on the volume versus JDM, while JDM has more power in his shots. Mixes in the body shots too. Likes to strike in the pocket. He has decent takedown defense, but Belal's going to be able to take him down, okay? He can get back up if taken down, but Belal is relentless with the pressure, man. Has a great gas tank, can fight 5 rounds. He's going to stay on him. Right? So even though he might defend a takedown here or there, he's eventually going to get taken down and controlled on the ground. Again, Belal's been working on his striking, man. Now, recently, he said that he's got hands like Canelo. Now, let's Let's not go too far with it, Belal, okay? You have okay striking, right? And it's improving every single fight. But let's not go there, right? JDM has split wins over Holland and Hafez. I mean, I just wish he threw more leg kicks. He kind of, Belal's going to eat the leg up. Belal's going to eat JDM's leg up. I don't know why JDM don't throw more leg kicks. And he's, the competition that he's gone up against is much less than Belal. Belal's been a dog and going up against some killers, man. Wonder Boy, Vicente Luque, Sean Brady, Gilbert Burns, Leon Edwards. It's a damn resume there. I mean, when you compare it to JDM, Danny Roberts, Randy Brown, okay, that's solid. Basil Hafez split, Kevin Holland split, lucky win over Gilbert Burns. So, sometimes you need luck to go your way in the UFC, right? Sometimes you just need to have that name and that presence and that aura. And I know everyone hates on Belal for his style because it's not really, the most exciting or the best, but he's going to get the job taken care of here, guys. We got Belal. Remember the name Muhammad by decision. 100% reason to remember the name. What does Tapology have to say? 64% of people on Tapology are picking Belal Muhammad. 36% of people saying Maddalena. The people on the Maddalena side are predicting a KO. I don't think so, man. Belal's got a pretty dang good chin. He can eat shots, dude. I don't see JDM knocking out Belal Muhammad. I just don't. JDM does have some sneaky subs. I mean, that could be live. But ultimately, yeah. Belal Muhammad by decision. That's the most likely outcome for this fight. So we got Belal. And we move on to our co-main event of the evening. Another title fight. Another 5-round fight. We have Valentina Shevchenko, Bullet, versus Manon Fiorot, the Beast. Current odds on the fight, plus 130 for Valentina. Minus 155 for Manon. My pick for this fight is going to be Manon Fiorot. Give me the up-and-comer. Give me the new woman to take the belt over from Valentina. Yep. I think that Manon Fiorot's takedown defense is going to win her this fight, dude. Valentina is a good kickboxer, but I think she's outmatched versus the Beast. I think Manon has more power in her shots. I think she's a good striker. I think she has better movement. She has this really stiff, stuffing jab. She's longer. She's lankier. She's stronger. She's the one pressuring. I can just see her bullying Valentina, to be honest with you. Now, give Valentina Shevchenko credit where due. Great kickboxer, championship experience, multiple 5-round experience. She has great top control if she can get a takedown. She has decent takedowns too. Good counters. She can take a hit and eat shots, and she'll throw a counter back to you. Okay, she'll take one to get one. You know what I mean? She's mean. When she does get on top of people on the ground, she maintains that position, right? She rolls with people with their scrambles and sprawls. She's really good at top control. But man, Manon Fiorot has gone against some freaking killers when it comes to the wrestling and grappling department. Aaron Blanchfield, Rose, MBS, Mayra Buena Silva. These people have good takedowns, all right, and good top control. Fiorot outclassed them. They weren't able to take her down, right? And she made it her match. She made it a striking match and was able to piece them up. And I think that's what's going to happen here. And Valentina Shevchenko, her last 3 fights, they've been against Alexa Grasso, and it's tough because that's like a good thing and a bad thing, right? Alexa Grasso is top-tier competition, right? But you're going up against the same person 3 times in a row. You're not getting different looks from other people. It's not helping your fighter experience, I think, in my opinion. If you're fighting the same person 3 times in a row. It's really a double-edged sword when it comes to the level of competition, but then also, when you need to fight other fighters, right? Manon Fiorot is much different than Alexa Grasso. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, I have to roll with Fiorot. I think she is going to take over the belt. I think the UFC is tired of seeing Valentina after these last 3 fights. So, Fiorot. What does Tapology have to say? All right, I must be on the other side here. So Shevchenko is the favorite. 68% of people on Tapology are picking Shevchenko. Most say by decision. 32% of people picking Fiorot, and most say by decision as well. I would say this fight goes the distance. Even though Fiorot has some powerful shots, Valentina can eat them. These girls are very elite. I don't see this fight ending in the distance. So, give me Manon Fiorot for the decision win. And we move on. He's back, guys. The legend is back. We have Mr. Jose Aldo Jr. versus Aiemann Zahabi. Odds in the fight, we have minus 225 for Jose Aldo and plus 185 for Zahabi. My pick for this fight is going to be Jose Aldo. Give me the legend, man. He is... Why are they doing this to him, first off? I feel like he deserves a better fighter than Zahabi, a more notable name at this point in his career for everything that he's done for the UFC. They're going to give him an older, up-and-coming Zahabi. Yes, he's on a 5-fight win streak, but, like, is he really, like, a name? You know what I mean? Anywho, I pick Jose Aldo because this fight's going to be on the feet, standing the whole time. Zahabi's not really a wrestler or a striker. You might see some fence work here and there, but ultimately these guys are going to be striking and throwing down. Jose Aldo has better striking. He's a good boxer. He's tough as hell. He's powerful. He had this little brief break, after retiring from the UFC briefly, went over and was boxing a little bit. So his striking is there, and takedown defense. I know it really isn't going to be too much of a concern in this fight, but if Zahabi even tries it, which he won't, good luck, because Jose Aldo did not let Merab take him down. He did not let Mario Bautista take him down. Okay, so he has an amazing takedown defense. All right, Jose Aldo mixes it up. Body shots to the head. Nice little combos that he mixes in. He's just stronger. I think he's stronger than Zahabi. I wish that he would check his kicks. Zahabi can find success in kicking the leg of Jose Aldo and kind of beating it up and, slighting that movement, because Jose Aldo is going to be bigger and taller than Zahabi, which Zahabi's not really used to that. He's usually the one that's a little bit longer and lankier. Jose Aldo needs a little bit more volume, okay? I need him to, even if they're not powerful shots, I need him to just throw. All right? I need him to land. I need him to connect to the face, to the body, wherever it may be, to Zahabi to rack up those points, man. Mix in the body shots, too. And I wish he would kick more. Jose Aldo has really good kicks, and I wish he would mix those in more. But on the Zahabi side, right, he has good kicks. He needs to beat the leg up of Jose Aldo, like I said. He has pretty good movement. He's going to be on the back foot the whole time. So Jose Aldo is going to be pressuring him. He has nice counters, right? And he throws a really nice right overhand that's heavy, right? Zahabi's tough. He can take a punch, okay? He can take a freaking punch. So I think this fight will definitely go the distance, for sure. Zahabi has a decent jab. Wish he threw it more. He has good knees. He's a slow starter. He's going to drop the first round. Jose Aldo will probably take the first round. Zahabi will probably pick it up in the second. May take the second, but Aldo will take the third, definitely. So this is just another situation, just kind of like the title fight with Belal and JDM. Zahabi's moving up too fast, right? You're fighting Pedro Munoz, older Pedro Munoz, right? Javid Bashrat, who's a fraud, like in Arichalang. Like, now you're moving up to Jose Aldo, who's fighting the likes of Mario Bautista, Merab, Jonathan Martinez, Rob Font. Beat Pedro Munoz way, way back when he was actually kind of, not washed at that point. So we got Jose Aldo. We got him by decision. What do the people on Tapology have to say? 86% of people on Tapology picking Jose Aldo. Most say by decision. 14% of people picking Zahabi. Same thing. Most say by decision. This fight, I believe, will go 3 rounds. Both of these guys are tough. Zahabi's Canadian. He doesn't want to disappoint his country. So, Jose Aldo's the pick. We move on to the next fight. We have Alexa Grasso versus Natalia Silva. Current odds in the fight, plus 180 for Alexa Grasso and minus 218 for Natalia Silva. My pick for this fight is going to be the underdog. Give me the former champion. Give me Alexa Grasso. The disrespect they're putting on Alexa Grasso's name, guys. Come on. What? She's a plus 180 underdog? Is Natalia Silva that good? I mean, she has beaten okay competition, right? Viviane Araújo, Jessica Andrade. Andrea Lee's all right. Alexa Grasso, obviously her last 3 fights are with Shevchenko. We broke down the Shevchenko fight earlier. Also beat Viviane Araújo. Beat a Joanne Wood at the tail end of her career. I think Alexa Grasso has better striking, and she's going to be able to cut off all the angles of Natalia Silva. Natalia Silva is going to be dancing around the octagon. That's what she likes to do. Yells when she hits, ha, hoo, he, ha. Right? Throws some really nice kicks. Has some decent combos. Has some power in her shots. A lot of people have trouble finding the mark, right? A lot of people cannot hit her because she's moving around so much. But again, I think Alexa Grasso has experience. A lot more experience than Natalia Silva in the UFC. Championship experience at that. Fighting a great kickboxer in Valentina the last 3 fights. She has good kicks. She has good counters. So when Natalia Silva throws, Alexa can throw right back. Takedown defense. Meh. She could get taken down. But we really don't see Silva taking people down in the UFC. We really don't. Again, her game plan as of late has just been circling the octagon, throwing in combos and kicks, and then moving out of the way. Alexa Grasso is going to be, again, I just see her cutting off all the angles of Silva and finding the mark and getting her strikes in, pulling back. And, I mean, she has really nice head movement, right? She has really good movement, too, and she'll be able to avoid these shots kind of like this. I mean, Silva uses a lot of energy bouncing around and moving around the octagon. But she's good. I mean, she's favored for a reason, right? She has the momentum. She's riding a 12-fight win streak. However, the last 3 fights in the UFC, decision. You know what I mean? Prior to the UFC, she was getting finishes, other than these KOs here. But come on now, Victoria Leonardo, like these are not really high level competition people. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think she's gonna get a wake up call here, man. If this fight does go to the ground for some reason, Alexa Grasso, I think, has the advantage in the jiu-jitsu. We really haven't seen it on display in the UFC from Silva, so we'll see. She's Brazilian. She has okay cardio, but I've kind of seen her getting a little bit tired in the 3rd round at times. Alexa Grasso's not going to show that, dude. She's been 5 rounds. She is built, to last that long. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I got Alexa Grasso, dude, and I got Alexa Grasso by decision. What do the people on Tapology have to say? "54% of people on Tapology are picking Alexa Grasso, most say by decision, and 46% of people on Tapology are picking Natalia Silva, most say by decision." We're seeing a lot of these fights and people predicting they will go to decision. That's because this is high-level competition. Established fighters who, it's going to be hard for them to take each other out. So that's why a lot of these fights I think they're going to go to decision. Yeah, this one's pretty close. Alexa Grasso, the slight favorite on Tapology, but an underdog in the odds. So, going to be a good fight, nevertheless. And we move on to the next one. All right. I feel like we see Mike Mallot on every dang Canada card now. He fought a couple of fights that weren't on Canada, but now he's just like Canada's man. He's on every Canada card. We have Mike Proper Mallot versus Chuck Buffalo Charles Radtke. Current odds in the fight, Mike Mallot sitting at minus 225, and then you can have Charles Radtke for plus 185. My pick for this fight is going to be Mike Mallot. Give me proper. I think he's shown improvements every single fight. Even in that Neil Magny fight, he was just like 20 seconds away from finishing it and getting a solid win. He just fumbled the bag and his gas tank gave out. Now his last fight with Trevin Giles, he was almost a little too patient. Actually, he was. It was just like, at the end, he admitted he's like, oh, it wasn't the best fight. I just wanted to get a win for Canada. And I get it, right? You want to get back on the win column after your gas tank getting completely exposed. But he was just almost too hesitant at times. But I think he's going to be more technically sound than Charles Radtke. I think he's going to be able to keep the distance. I think he's going to be able to make this a pretty looking fight. Get takedowns at ease versus Charles Radtke. And ultimately submit him. Yes, I have Mike Mallot by submission, guys. Yeah, he has sneaky submissions, dude. He can get little sneaky trips and takedowns in on Charles Radtke. Now, we may see Charles Radtke kind of push him up against the fence, but I think Mike Mallot will be able to flip that, get a takedown, trip him up, maybe pull guard and flip position. I don't know, dude. I really see a Mike Mallot submission here. Mike Mallot's powerful. He has solid kicks. He's going to be taller and longer than Charles Radtke. I really love the leg kicks of Mike Mallot. Leg kicks to all levels, honestly. He works for submissions when he does get people taken down to the ground. He does it quick, dude. He's a Canada man, so he's going to be the hometown hero. He's athletic. He comes from that athletic family. I think one of his brothers was in hockey or something. A lot of people are going to tell you that. They say it in every dang broadcast. It's just when you see improvements and, strides from fight to fight to fight, that's somebody that I want to back. Now, Charles Radtke, don't get it twisted. This dude's powerful, strong, and tough, and has much more KO power than Mike Mallot. Mike Mallot can find a shot. Everybody can. He's more specifically better at leg kicks. His striking's okay. Has a decent jab. Has his kind of lunging shots. Charles Radtke's throwing power hooks, man. He's okay in the grappling. He can mix up the grappling. He's done that in fights. But he's also had fights where he's just been straight up controlled and beat up on the ground. He got knocked the F out by Carlos Prates. And when it comes to level of competition, right, I would say these guys are pretty evenly, matched when it comes to the level of competition they faced. Their L's coming against, okay competition, Carlos Prates and Neil Magny. Carlos Prates is probably a little bit better, or a lot better than Neil Magny at this point. But how I see this fight, Mike Mallot's going to make it pretty a little bit. I think he's going to get the takedown at some point. He's going to trip Charles Radtke. I think he's going to get an arm triangle. I got Mike Mallot by submission, man. I know it's a crazy call, but I see it, dude. And I know Charles Radtke's not getting submitted in the UFC. He's usually knocking people out and getting submissions himself. But Mike Mallot's crafty with it, dude. I can just see him getting a quick trip and getting a quick arm triangle locked in, dude. That's what I see. That's what I'm predicting, man. Mike Mallot by submission. But Charles Radtke by KO is so live. Mike Mallot has been touched before, right? Could he get knocked out by Radtke? Yes, that is so live, dude. Okay, so Charles Radtke knockout is super live. I don't think he gets a gritty decision. I think if this fight goes all 3 rounds, it's going to be a Mike Mallot kind of fight like he did with Trevin Giles. So Mike Mallot by submission is my call. Going with the hometown boy. 69% of people on Tapology are picking Mike Mallot. Most say by decision, but there are 15% by sub and by KO. So some people are predicting Mike Mallot gets the stun inside the distance. The people on the Radtke side, the 31% of people on Radtke side, most are saying by KO. Radtke has some very heavy hands. He has extreme KO power. So, yeah, that's going to be his path to victory, is knocking Mike Mallot the F out. So, but we got Propa to take home the win for Canada. Moving on to the next fight. Sorry, these fights are a little bit out of order. I don't know if this is the correct order, but we going in my order, right? Because this is my show. This is my dang show. Next fight. We have Jessica Andrade Bait Estaca versus Jasmine Jasudavicius. Odds in the fight, we have plus 230 for Andrade and minus 285 for Jasmine Jasudavicius. My pick for this fight is going to be Jasmine. Give me the Canadian girl. Give me the girl with the momentum. Give me the girl that's way taller and has a huge reach advantage. Look at this, guys. 5'7" to 5'1", 68-inch reach to 62. Jasmine's been on a roll. Okay, she's super active. She's been leveling up her game. Canada, right? Repping her home country. She's a good striker. She's really good at wrestling and taking down people. She's really good at top control. Kind of similar to Jillian Robertson, right? With getting all these takedowns and this top control. Now, I think Jillian Robertson has a better finishing ability versus Jasmine, but Jasmine has some good ground and pound, some nasty elbows up there. If she gets taken down herself, she can get back up. Now, Jessica Andrade, like, I'm just not really a fan of her. She was the former champ. She has really good power, and she's tough, and she has tons of experience, right? So I respect Jessica Andrade, despite the fact that I'm not really a fan of her style. She's, up and down, right? Lately, losing, 2 and 3 in her last 5 here. She has decent jiu-jitsu. She's just, sometimes she gets, like, caught looking, right? Not putting on too much volume. She's not really offensively wrestling too much, so I don't think Jasmine's going to have that fear too much of getting taken down herself. The grappling and wrestling of Jasmine's really going to show and be much better than Jessica. And that, again, she's going to be so much bigger than her. I think she's just going to take her down with ease, man. Again, I'm not really a fan of Andrade. She can pull off wins. She was coming back here, getting a win over Mackenzie Dern and Marina Rodriguez, but then Natalia Silva, woke her up and put it on for her. So, a sub live on Jasmine's side. Ground and pounds live on Jasmine's side. I think the odds are justified. Plus 230 for Andrade and minus 285 for Jasmine. I think that's a correct line. I got Jasmine by decision, guys. I don't think Andrade is matched. This is just not a good match for her stylistically, right? This girl's way bigger than her. I think she has the wrestling advantage. She's going to take her down with ease. Has really good top control. Maybe Andrade can pull off an armbar or something. I don't know. I don't see it, though. Jasmine by decision is my pick. What do the people on Tapology have to say? So 79% of people on Tapology are picking Jasmine. Most say by decision. 21% of people on Tapology are picking Jessica Andrade. So favorite is picked by most. That's who I think wins the fight, is Jasmine. So we move on to the next fight. And this is where things get a little not so good, right? The prelims and early prelims are meh. And you can definitely see it with this fight here. We have Modestas Bukauskas, the Baltic Gladiator, versus Ion Cutelaba, the Hulk. Current odds on the fight, minus 115 for Modestas and minus 105 for Ion. My pick for this fight is going to be Modestas Bukauskas. He's a little bit taller. He's a little bit bigger. I think that he's not going to be able to get taken down by Ion. I think that he will not let Ion bully him. If Ion starts bullying Modestas, it's over, right? That's where Ion shines, is bullying people and overwhelming them. But Modestas Bukauskas, again, if he does not get taken down, right, and he keeps the distance, I think that he can handle Ion. I actually think that he could get his Ion down to the ground as well. He has pretty good top control, right? He can be a little reckless at times. He's not really the best fighter, right? This is his second stint in the UFC. This really isn't, the best fight in the world, guys, right? Like, look at their records. Ion Cutelaba was 19-10, 17-6 from Bukauskas. This is a little more shiny, but Ion Cutelaba is allowed to win this fight, right? He could just dog walk Modestas, and his shots are okay, right? He does have power in his shots. He can land clean. He's knocked people out, right? He's also submitted people and fraud checked people. But Modestas Bukauskas, I mean, heavy kicks. I think he'll be able to beat up the leg of Ion Cutelaba. We saw it in the Felipe Lins fight. He just beat up the leg of Ion and kept his distance and was able to slow him down so much. So I think Modestas should use his good kicks to his advantage and chop up the legs of Ion. Avoid the heavy shots. Don't get taken down. Use the clinch to your advantage. Ion's definitely going to be hugging him on the clinch. I think Modestas is going to be able to flip it, right? Maybe even get a takedown of his own and use that. Now, Ion is tough and has heart, and he will not give up, okay? So you really need to fight hard for 15 minutes or put this guy out, okay? Because he's not going to give up. I got Modestas. He's just going to slightly win, all right? He's going to outwork Ion. I think he takes 2 out of the 3 rounds. I think he wins the first 2 rounds. Gets a little bit tired in the third. Ion will maybe take over a little bit. Maybe a scared kind of moment where he could get a finish, but Modestas kind of slips out and gets away from it and escapes. Again, Bukauskas can get reckless at times, right? We've seen him just throw wild shots and brawl, and that's what Ion wants to do because he'll find the mark in those situations. And Modestas be living, Bukauskas is in those situations, leaving his chin up, leaving himself exposed. His face is right there to be hit, so it's like he's got to avoid those situations, which I think he has the fighter IQ to do. I think he's going to be smarter than Ion in this situation. I got Modestas Bukauskas, and I got him by a hard-fought decision. Yeah, a lot of the... Man, is every fight I'm going to predict to go to... No. Correction. Not every fight I'm going to pick is going to be this decision, but a lot of these fights are going to go to decision, in my opinion, so... Let's see what the people on Tapology have to say. Very close. We have 55% of people picking Bukauskas. Most say by knockout. 66% by knockout. The 45% of people picking Cutelaba are saying the same thing. I'm on the other side. I think this is going to be a 3-round fight. I think it's going to go the distance. Could either of these guys get chinned? Oh, hell yeah. I mean, that is a likely possibility, guys. It's not out of the question. Ion could definitely chin Bukauskas, right? He's been hit at times and dropped. But same thing with Cutelaba, right? So, but I got Bukauskas by a gritty 3-round decision win. So, moving on to the next one. In whatever order I've chosen. As I said before, this is my damn show. This is my damn show. We got Navajo, Stirling versus Aiemann, Erslan. Current odds on the fight, we have -310 for Navajo and +250 for Aiemann, Erslan. My pick for this fight is going to be Navajo, Stirling. Give me the prospect. Give me the super good kickboxer. Give me the guy who is jacked as shit. Has a huge freaking head. His record's 6-0. Okay, so Aiemann Erslan definitely has a lot more MMA experience than Navajo. Okay, let's just get that out of the way. My biggest threat and my biggest fear in picking Navajo is the wrestling and submission threat from Aiemann, right? We've seen him take people down and get top control and, do a little ground and pound, do a little maintaining the position on top. Like, we've seen him do that to some fighters, but I've watched some interviews with Navajo. He said that he's been training his ground game. He said that if it wants to go to the ground and he wants to go to the ground, he is more than happy going there. So why would he say that if it's not true? You know what I mean? So I'm going to trust in what Navajo's saying. I think that his ground game is there. Now, it's probably going to be standing, right? And if it's standing, Navajo is going to knock the crap out of Aiemann, dude. Navajo has the death punch, bro. I mean, I'm already getting scared looking at his fist in that photo. Look at him. He looks so mad and focused. He has KO power with every single shot that he throws. He's going to be bigger. He's going to be taller than Aiemann. He has a larger reach. Could this be a possible fraud check? Potentially. But again, I think I've thrown those fears out the window with him saying that he's been working on his ground game and his wrestling. Now, Bo Nickel got fraud checked last week. Could we see this here? I don't think so, guys. I don't think so. I think Navajo's got this. I think he does. I think he's going to absolutely brutally KO Aiemann. I think he's going to find that shot. He's a great kickboxer. I think his takedown defense will hold up. If he wants to get into the clinch and onto the fence, Navajo's really good there too with those knees. He can flip position and you'll push him against the cage. I think Navajo is going to outclass Aiemann. He's going to find that chin. He's going to knock him out. It's going to be brutal. It's going to be fun. And I'm going to be screaming. I'm going to go, ah! Ah! Yeah, we got Navajo by KO, guys. And I feel like a lot of people on Tapology are going to be agreeing with me. Wow, 91% of people on Tapology are picking Navajo Stirling. 54% by KO. 44% by decision, so a split on those. And then 9% of people picking Erslan. They're saying by KO or by decision. Most say by KO on his side. I don't see a path. I mean, the path to victory for Erslan, I guess, is to take down Stirling and hold him. But I think Stirling is really athletic. I think he'll be able to withstand any takedowns, maybe get up if he does. Give me Navajo Stirling by KO. All right, let's not go against the grain. Let's not get it twisted here. That is what's going to happen. All right. What's our next fight? Huh? I feel like I'm just rolling the dice and picking one. I really don't know if these fights are in the right order. We'll see come fight time. We have Marc-Andre Barriault, a.k.a. Power Bar, versus Bruno Silva, Blindado. Current odds on the fight, minus 148 for Marc-Andre and plus 124 for Bruno Silva. And let me just clap for a second. What great matchmaking putting two bums together on a 3-fight and 4-fight. They are on a 7-fight losing streak combined. I mean, good job, UFC. I really do mean that, right? But this should be like the first fight of the night. My pick for the fight is going to be Bruno Silva. Marc-Andre's chin is gone, dude. He got brutally KO'd by Piper, KO'd by Stolfus. Not good looks, man. And then, lost to Chris Curtis. I mean, that fight was super boring. Another boring fight with Eric Anders. And then, Julian Marquez. He was past his prime at that point. I watched Julian Marquez. Bruno Silva is at least going distance with some people with, notable names, right? Chris Weidman, Bashara Bullet, Brendan Allen. Okay, he subbed him. Knocked out Brad Tavares with a heavy punch 2 years ago. Now, Ismail Nirov really put him on, made it a technical fight where he outclassed him. Now, a lot of people are going to say, okay, Marc-Andre is going to do his little dance around the octagon. He's going to, do a little pitter-patter. He has decent volume, decent elbows. He has this kind of lunging jab that he does that's okay. He's usually on the back foot and getting pressured. I need to see more volume from Bruno Silva because he's got his butt whooped 3 times in a row. Okay? He's supposed to be this great kickboxer. He went 3 rounds with Alex Pereira. Had him hit and was touching him at times, right? But he can eat shots. He's just too hesitant. He'd be caught looking. He's caught looking so many times. He should mix in the wrestling and the takedowns. I think he could find success there, but he won't, right? He does not stamp rounds with any highlights throughout the round. His striking is okay. He has good work in the clinch and good knees, right? I see probably these guys hugging on the fence a lot. I think it's going to be a sluggish middleweight fight. I think it's going to go all 3 rounds. A lot of people are going to say it's not and someone's going to get KO'd here. Bruno Silva has durability, guys, okay? He's going all 3 rounds with some killers. So, Marc-Andre ain't no fucking killer. Excuse my French, but the Canadian is not going to take it home. Marc-Andre is a Canadian. He's not going to take it home here. Stats, height, reach, they're pretty much similar. Age, similar. These guys are pretty much, identical in their careers at this point. But I'm going to take a shot on the underdog. Give me Bruno Silva. He's not showing that he's getting absolutely chinned. Marc-Andre fell face first with his knockout versus Joe Piper. It was bad. Then gets knocked out by Stolfus. So, Probably going to be on the other side. We'll see what Tapology has to say. What do people on Tapology have to say? Yep. 69% of people picking Barriault. Most say by decision. 31% of people picking Bruno Silva. Most say by knockout. They think he's going to chin him. Yes, that's possible. Like I said, Marc-Andre is I think his chin's gone. 2 straight KO losses, face plants. Not a good look, man. Really isn't. So, not really a high-level fight, you know what I mean? Not really one that's like raising my eyebrows and I'm going to be running to watch. So, next fight. We have Brad Superman Katona versus Bekzat Almakhan, the Turan Warrior. Current odds in the fight, plus 160 for Brad Katona and minus 192 for Almakhan. My pick for this fight is going to be the underdog. Give me the Canadian man. Give me Brad Katona. I've only picked 2 Canadians. Pick Mike Mallot. I picked Brad Katona. I think these guys are going to take the wins home. Now, I think Brad Katona has a lot better experience in his fighting career than Almakhan. Right? Ultimate Fighter winner twice. Brad Katona is tough. Okay? He can mix in wrestling if he chooses to. As of late, he's really just kind of been striking and throwing hands. He has good overhands and good hooks. He's tough, right? He has good cardio. He can go all 3 rounds. I think he's going to be much stronger and much bigger than Almakhan. Almakhan's kind of tiny, right? Oh, you'll say, oh, he's a little bit bigger and has a reach advantage. He's really kind of skinny, right? You know, he's only has 1 fight in the UFC. It was against Umar Nurmagomedov. Am I going to give you too much grief in that fight? No. He really only had 1 moment. It was in the first 10 seconds. He cracked Umar pretty good. Then got taken down and controlled for the rest of the fight. Literally. Had no answer to get up versus Umar. Literally just laid there and got beat the hell up for 3 rounds. It was bad. I guess I'll give you credit for going 3 rounds and not getting KO'd, but it was not a good look. And prior to that, I mean, man, I really had to dig to get some film on this guy. I'm over here on YouTube and some sketchy looking sites, to get some film on this guy. He has some highlight KOs, right? He can strike, he can hit hard, but I don't think he's KOing Katona. Man, Katona is super strong. He's not losing by KO. He's losing by decision to Garrett and Gene Matsumoto and putting up tough fights, right? If he decides to grapple and wrestle with Brad Katona, I think Brad Katona is going to get the better of him in that regard. I like Almakhan's kicks. He has high kicks, and he does have decent ground and pound if he does get a takedown, but again, I don't think he's taking down Katona. Cardio. I'm going to give the edge to Katona, man. I've seen it, and it's proven. I have not seen it proven from Almakhan. All I saw was your butt getting whooped from Umar for 3 rounds. So, the cardio, questionable, right? So, yes, Brad Katona is the underdog, but due to experience, toughness, grit, hometown favorite, he's bigger and stronger in my opinion. I think he takes home the W. Gets another win for Canada, okay? This Cody Gibson fight was a war. Great fight, pulls out a win. Now, Jesse Butler sucks. He beat him up for 3 rounds, but not really good competition. Puts up a fight against Garrett Armfield, puts up a good fight against Gene Matsumoto. So, Brad Katona just, he tries, right? He just doesn't accept getting taken down. He at least tries and does his best to get back up and fight. I didn't see that from Almakhan. So, give me the underdog, Brad Katona. I'm going to say by decision. I mean, Almakhan went 3 rounds with Umar. He can go 3 rounds with Katona, right? So, I got Katona by decision. Give me Superman. Wow, I'm surprised. 81% of people picking Almakhan, most say by decision. A small percentage by KO. 19% of people picking Katona. 93% say by decision. I'm surprised to see him as an underdog and people counting him out, man. This dude's a dog, all right? To go through the UFC and the Ultimate Fighter and you're on your second stint, and to not get discouraged by that and to keep trying and fighting, This dude has grit, will, and power, and going up against a better competition than Almakhan. So, give me Brad Katona all day, guys. And we move on. This fight is newly added, okay? A new addition, because this fight card is kind of falling apart. This should be the first fight of the night. We have Daniel Santos, a.k.a. Willie Cat, versus Jeong Lee, the Korean Tiger. Current odds on the fight, minus 140 for Willie Cat and plus 110 for Jeong Lee. This fight's going to be crazy. I'm actually excited for this one. Daniel Santos hasn't fought in a while. All right, so I'm excited to see this. My pick for the fight. I'm picking Willie Cat, guys. Give me Daniel Santos. Now, I'm just going to get the cat out of the bag. I don't know the saying. I need to learn it. Shute box. I do not like this gym. Okay, I'm not really a fan of the people going out of there. But compare Daniel Santos to he's almost like a mini Marco Tulio. Okay, he has powerful shots. He's looking to throw. He doesn't mind a brawl. He has awesome trips and takedowns, so he can mix that in. He has decent top control. He just hasn't been tested in the UFC. He's been pulling from fights recently. So, sometimes it's just he hasn't had good looks, right? Hasn't fought for almost 2 years. Johnny Munoz is older, right? Castaneda, okay, pretty solid win, but that's dang near almost 3 years ago. I'm excited to see Willie Cat get back into the octagon here. Now, Jeong Lee ain't no bitch. He will exchange with Daniel Santos. We're going to see some hands. We're going to see people falling down in this fight, for sure. Jeong Lee is not afraid to exchange. He will throw crazy hooks and combos. Now, himself got hit with the famous, 90-piece combo from Hyder. Yeah, it was crazy. All right? The fact that he took that. But he also has his own good combos, too. Comes in with nice little blitzes and stuff. This fight here with Blake Builder, he had so many moments where he could have finished fights, right? But he doesn't have the energy to unload the tank and finish the fight. He's just like this close, right? But he lets people back into fights, okay? So if Daniel Santos finds himself in one of those situations, he can overcome that and ultimately, I think, beat Jeong Lee if he finds himself in one of those situations. Come right back, okay? Because after Jeong Lee empties the gas tank, Santos can get right back up and do the same thing to him. And I think he can get a finish, dude. I got Santos by knockout, man. I think he's going to take Jeong Lee out. Jeong Lee is tough. And he just, I don't know. He leaves his chin up a lot, dude. He's very hittable. He's going to be bigger and taller than Santos. 5'10 to 5'7. Huge reach advantage. But I think Santos is going to be able to close the distance. And he's going to be able to land the knockout shot, dude. I guess what fears me is this, and this was 3 years ago, so I have to keep this in mind, right? He got outclassed by Julio Arce, guys. It was just like a veteran performance from Julio. He kept his distance. He was picking and popping. Beat the crap out of Santos' face. Really won all the exchanges, the clinch exchanges. Really just Santos kind of holding on not to get hit. So I hope that he's improved. Again, that was 3 years ago. Can Jeong Lee pull off something like that? Keeping the distance and pulling his shots in? That's not his style, dude. He's a brawler. He's looking to throw down. Unless he's learned and built his fighter IQ to kind of approach the fight differently, I don't see him doing that. So I got Daniel Santos and I got him by knockout. No predictions have been made yet. Okay. Well, I was going to tell you what Tapology was going to have to say about these guys, but they don't have anything to say. So my pick is Daniel Santos by knockout. So now, at the moment, that's it, guys. That's all the fights. You can see a lot of fights got rescheduled or canceled here. I'm really sad about this one, the BSD versus Joel Alvarez fight. This was going to be a banger. So I'm super disappointed that this fight's not going down. But super stacked main card. UFC 315 going down in Canada. Guys, if you've made it this far, thank you so much. We've been on a roll. We are on the road to 300 subscribers. So if you haven't, click that subscribe button. Like the video. Throw a comment. Share it. Support goes a long way. Again, Patreon's free. Links in the description. Get all my bets when I place them. Bets video drops on Wednesday, but I put the bets in before the Wednesday video, right? Get the odds when they're good. Patreon's free. Links in the description. Let's have another good week for UFC 315. Young Pasty, out.